Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Tad, as in tadpole. Let me share a little bit about myself. I started working with kids at a day camp at the age of 11 and discovered that I seemed to have this magical gift of getting kids to cooperate when others couldn't. I continued working with both children and adults of all ages in non-traditional settings, even beyond college. Almost 15 years ago, I found myself at an all-time low and stepped away from working with kids for a while in order to work on myself. I've been working with Voc Rehab for a few years now to go back to work, and I'm still at a place where working full-time is still not doable for me. So I'm venturing into entrepreneurship to try to find ways to make full-time money while only actively working part-time. Through this process of working with VR, I eventually stepped back into the youth development arena a few years ago. And one of the things I've noticed is that today's youth seem to be developmentally behind the youth of the same age that I worked with 15 or more years ago. Many of the things that are getting blamed for this. No matter the reason, though, the facts remain: what can I do to help? Many of you have probably heard autism statistics before. They tend to be shocking and surprising. The latest statistic from Autism Speak states that in 2018, the CDC determined that approximately 1 in 59 children is diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder. To clarify, for those that may not be aware, autism is basically a communication issue. Individuals who deal with autism have brains that are hardwired differently, which means they simply have to learn differently than someone who would be called neurotypical. These individuals don't naturally pick up on things like body language. We take things literally, and sarcasm many times eludes us. This makes learning social skills a major challenge. Due to a push in autism awareness, this may not be all that surprising these days. However, let's compare this statistic to another one. According to the National Alliance of Mental Illness, approximately 1 in 5 youth experiences a severe mental disorder at some point during their life. These mental disorders include things like schizophrenia, bipolar, and personality disorders. However, they also include anxiety, conduct disorders, and depression, which are more common. Both autism and these other mental health disorders involve challenges in the area of emotional regulation, which also inhibits abilities to learn social skills. So what about the youth that don't fall into one of these categories? Well, we are now full swing into the information age, which means toddlers are running around with equal or better tablet skills than many people in this room. How does this impact these kids' ability to learn social skills? Well, with an increased screen time, there is reduced face-to-face interaction. This results in less opportunities to naturally learn body language, such as eye-to-eye contact. The communication and language style will be most influenced by the one-way construct that comes from watching what's on the screen. Their opportunities to practice emotional regulation will be more limited, and this again results in many cases as a delayed or limited social skill attainment, which results in a decreased ability to learn in general. There are many groups that are pushing to implement something called social emotional learning. The Collaborative for Academic Social Emotional Learning, CASEL, defines social emotional learning as the process through which children and adults acquire and effectively apply the knowledge, attitudes, and skills necessary to understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. In other words, SEL is the foundation for effective soft skills in the business world. The kicker here is that most adults, particularly my generation and younger, that I have met, don't have a mastery of social and emotional skills, more or less know how to teach it or pass it on. So I want to build a business that takes my interests and passions and combines them. I want to combine my interest in the natural world and my deepest passion to help others become their best selves, to create, develop, and provide tools for effective, lasting change in people's lives. So some of the potential products and service ideas that I've had is to create some SEL curriculum As it is, I have already written and illustrated, but not yet published, a book about feeling your own feelings and being authentic. I would like to develop curriculum around that would encourage some of this, as well as other aspects of social emotional learning. My thought process is to put it into a booklet format and make modules out of it and make them in PDF so they can be downloaded and things like that. So that's one aspect of the way to do it. I thought about the online courses, but then we're back to there's not the interaction. So it's like there's a give and take to it. And then there's other ones, online teaching tools, publishing, health things. So there's all sorts of things here to do that with. And I just not sure exactly where to go from here. It's kind of where I'm at right now. It's still in the developmental stage, coming up with the ideas, well, what's first, what's next, etc. Thank you.
Hey.